Through These Doors is sponsored by Shields.
They're out there. You'll find them spending countless frosty mornings crouched in blinds, fishing endless misty bays, charging up steep hills, pushing their bodies to the limit. They rise before dawn and get home past dark. No one is born a Shields expert, but it's as if some are born to be one. Shields, they have to be experts out there before we call them experts in here.
On the road for the regular season finale, the University of North Dakota men's hockey team needed every point possible to stay in the top half of the NCHC. It got what was needed most, a sweep. UND and Miami traded goals early on. Then, shorthanded, Trevor Olson stepped in.
Cleared it out to the blue line and hopped off a stick, and here comes Trevor Olson in on a breakaway. Olson down the middle, shoots and scores!
You know, it's just like I said, it's a huge win, especially when we need them right now. And, we'll enjoy it, but we got to move on to tomorrow.
On Saturday, Olson chipped in his second goal of the weekend as UND continued to roll. Chris Wilkie scored his first goal of the season to kick this off for the Fighting Hawks. And junior defenseman Tucker Pullman showed off his offensive skill.
Pullman out of the corner for North Dakota. Trying to spin away from Melnick's check. Still has control though. Pullman with control of the puck and possession behind the net. Steps right out, backhands a shot and scores! How about that one? He missed it. It comes to Janatuinen. He hands off to Bowen's got Pullman with him. A shot, he scores! Tucker Pullman roofed it right under the crossbar.
The 5-2 win secured home ice for the NCHC quarterfinals and gave UND a needed lift in national ranking.
It's something I think our team, we want to improve ourselves, and it's what it's all about, just trying to keep improving yourself and keep working.
For senior Gage Osmus, attending the University of North Dakota was always a dream. Fellow senior Matt Harinkyu hadn't heard of the school. The choices they've made, however, have both led them to this moment.
You know, myself, I grew up waiting to go to college my entire life. My dad had always told me it's the best time of your life, and if you work hard, you'll get to go play a college sport, and to be able to come here and play hockey is just something, I don't know, I can't even explain how awesome it really is. And
Osmus originally planned to attend another school, but that choice eventually led him to UND.
I go on my visit to Denver and they offer me a spot on the team, but they told me I have a week to decide if I want to go or not, and I sat down and talked with Coach Hackstall, Kerry Eads at the time, and Coach Jackson, and they just hadn't seen me. I hadn't played. All I'd played was high school, so they hadn't seen what I could do in the upper levels of hockey, like the junior level. My senior year of high school, all their coaches basically left, the guys that recruited me. So it was at that time, I was actually, I was best friends with Keaton Thompson. He was committed here, and he's telling me like, hey man, you gotta decommit. He's calling Coach Barry, telling him like, hey, you gotta talk to Gage. Like, I had a couple other schools call me, asking what I was thinking, and I told them right away, sorry, but I already know where I want to go, and I'm gonna go to North Dakota. So,
while many in his class were seeking Canadian major juniors, Arinkyu made the choice to get an education.
So the major junior draft is when you're 14 or 15, and I was 5'5" at that point, which is, it's tough to be an undersized goalie. You just don't take up a lot of net, and you don't get, no matter how good you are, you don't get a lot of looks from high-end teams. And so I just felt like I needed time, and I loved the game. I saw myself playing well past being 20 years old, and that this route seemed like that option. And then, I mean, you can talk about college hockey in general, but then you can talk about UND, and this place is just, it's beyond anything that a standard college hockey team has, and you can't help but want to be a part of that. And when I talk about coming down here to people back home, it's not just to play college hockey, it's to play at UND, because it's literally the pinnacle of college hockey.
As freshmen, this senior class was originally 7.
I remember going in there and meeting all these guys, and they're just fun-loving guys and excited, like you wouldn't believe, to be here and be a part of it. And
just stepping on the ice for the first time wearing the North Dakota jersey, it's like you're finally there, and you're just, I don't even know how to explain it. You're just, I was doing that as a kid, and now here I am stepping out on the ice for real in front of 12,000 people. And
I remember my first start very vividly. I always remember that day. I couldn't believe how many people, I didn't even know they knew my name, just came up to, hey, good luck tonight, Matt. And it was like, I was just stunned, like how many people were aware that I was playing, and it was the home opener, and you can get out on that ice and you see that the whole place light up, and you just look around and you're like, wow, this is pretty unbelievable. I mean, people don't have this opportunity very often. And I remember even throughout that game, kind of in the second period, I couldn't get over just looking around and the atmosphere, the noise, and the student section and their chants. It was truly wild for me and made every moment building up to that point completely worth it.
The choices of that class led to a national championship.
We were freshmen. We all said if we ever won a national championship, we made a pact we'd all get tattoos. And when we were going into that game, we were, that was our motivation. We all wanted to get those tattoos. And late in the third period, we're up 5-1. And Stetch looks over at me and he goes, "We're getting tattoos, bro." And I'm like, we're getting tattoos. And
I'm a firm believer in the process is what makes it that special. And the more you put into something, the greater the return. And I remember, the celebration was cool and taking pictures with everybody, but I'll remember the process and just how special that team was, and how no matter what game we were in, we had a true belief that we were going to win.
So many emotions and thoughts racing through your mind, and you're just so happy at the time. And obviously when you get that trophy, you just, felt like I was going to break through it, squeezing it so hard, shaking it up and down.
This is what this program builds for, is this goal, and we're finally putting that stamp down. We're finally bringing that up, and just kind of that wave of emotions that this is real, this is happening.
I think you're more motivated after you win it and you realize how great of a feeling it really is. And I think a lot of the guys on the team know that now, that all the work you put into it and everything you do throughout the season, it's all worth it and more.
Many of Osmus and Harinkyu's teammates decided to leave over the years, but they chose to stay.
Who am I to leave this place, waited my whole life to come here. I'm not going to leave when I got one more year left. So that was my choice in my head as, you know, I'm coming back here. There's no second thoughts at all because, you know, you only get 4 years here. And to me, leaving one of those years to play somewhere else wasn't worth it for me.
And for this year's team, the choice to win, to choose to get better each day, to work hard every moment is its biggest strength.
I wouldn't write this team off for anything. I mean, when we play our brand of hockey, and I think we saw that down in Miami this last weekend, we're a hard team to beat, and 5 guys moving up and down the ice, just relentless checking and going hard to the hard areas and getting all kinds of pucks to the net, creating traffic. Those are formulas for teams that go far in the playoffs. And
it is definitely a choice to win. I think you know, throughout this year we haven't chose to want to win as much as we should, and I think right now we have the physical ability to do it, and I think now we're starting to get that mental ability, and we're starting to choose that we really want to win.